max of blank at x equals blank. Alright, so negative b over 2a. What's our b in this problem? There's not one, so it's what now? 0 over 2 times. Good, so what is our x coordinate? Good, of our vertex is 0. Now how do we find the y coordinate? Plug it in. What's this one going to be? Negative 12, good. So this has a max of negative 12 at x equals 0. That's how you write this. Anytime it asks for max or min, this is how I want you to write it. Now for domain and range, tell me what the domain is going to be. And range? Remember, started from the bottom. Good. 2. And what goes around the negative 12? Very good. Try 5 on your own. And then we'll go over it together. Let me know if you need help or have questions. Alright, let's bring it in. First of all, does this one have a min or max? Tell me how you know. Positive A, good. Tell me what you got for your x coordinate of your vertex. 3 or negative 3? Alright, let's go over how it is 3. Okay, so it's negative b over 2a, correct? Well, what is our b in this case? So a negative 24 plugged into a negative b would make a what? Good. So it'd be over 2 times 4. So it'd be 24 divided by 8, which is a positive 3. So don't forget this negative b. What it really does is changes the sign of whatever your middle term is. Does that make sense? Alright, I heard a lot of discussion. There was 2 numbers y'all got for minimum. What was one of them? Most people got negative 25. Some people got 11. What is 11? The y-intercept. Okay, is the y-intercept and the vertex always the same thing? No, the y-intercept's where it does what on a graph? Crosses the y-axis. What's your vertex? Middle, good. This one just happened to be the same thing because x is 0. So this one, the vertex and y-intercept are the same. This one, when you plug in 3 for x here, you should get what? Negative 25. Do I need to go over how to plug it in? Alright, then tell me, we already know the domain, tell me the range. Very good. Any questions on how to find min and max? Same thing as your vertex. Alright, this next thing we're going to be doing, everything's the same as what we did on Friday. We're finding the vertex, whether each one has a min or max, and find that value. These are the same thing, right? These two. Vertex and min and max. Then we're going to state domain and range. That's also coming from here. But then it says identify x-intercepts. What is an x-intercept? Where it crosses the x-axis. Very good. Flip it over. And here's why we want to use our calculator, okay? Let's try to do this first one by hand. Tell me the formula for the vertex again. What is b in this case? So when we plug it in, it'll be over 2 times. So our x-coordinate of our vertex is negative 1.5. Yeah, so we'll have to plug that in and all that good stuff. That's going to be a hassle, right? So this is why you have your nice graphing calculator. Plus, sometimes you'll have to make a table like this. And who wants to do a table full of decimals? Anybody? Not me. Okay. So make sure you're paying attention as I'm going over this, but I'm going to also make a video and put it on Google Classroom. I might use this one too, because when you're doing your homework, you'll forget how to do some of this stuff. So I'm going to put it on Google Classroom when you're doing your homework tonight. First thing I want you to do is go to Window. That's this button right here. Press Window. I want all of your numbers to be this. If they are not this, go ahead and change them. So a negative 10, 10, 1, negative 10, 10, 1, 1. Make sure all your numbers say that. Everybody's good? Alright, now hit y equals. That's this button right here. And if there's a equation, clear it out. Alright, next we're going to type in this function right here. Now, see where it says negative x squared? Don't do minus x, or minus sign x squared. Do negative, this button down here. So negative, the x button's right here where my finger is. X, squared button's right here. Squared. Now type in not negative, but minus 3x. Okay, so this button right here, minus 3, and then x button up here. And then plus 4. Everybody's function should look like this. Make sure that all your signs are correct, because if they're not, it'll mess it up. Everybody good? Alright, now hit graph, this button up here. And everybody's graph should look like this. If it doesn't, let me know. Or if it says error, let me know so I can come fix it. Everybody good? Alright, show me, somebody come up and point. Somebody be volunteer. All you have to do is point. Alright, Caleb, come on up. Just come on up here. I just want you to point to where the vertex is, so everybody can see. That's what we're finding, right? Point to where the vertex is on the graph.
Vertex.
Yep. Y'all help them out. No, just tell them what a vertex is. Good. Alright, stay up there. Okay, so to find it on, bring your calculator though, so you can do it in your calculator, but stay up here. Now, to find the vertex, this is the same thing as our min or max. Max, good. So hit second, this button right here that my finger's on. Then trace is right beside graph right here. See where it says maximum? Everybody see it? Go down to maximum. Hit enter. Alright, and then you should have this little cursor. Everybody see it? Move it around a little bit. Oh, I got some. Thank you. Everybody see a cursor? If you don't touch anything. Don't move anything. Oh, you're fine. Just move around. Okay, so I want Caleb to point to the left side. I'm going to put it in the middle. Point to the left side of my vertex on the graph. Good. Leave your finger there. Leave it there. I want you to put your cursor to the left of the vertex, kind of where Caleb's finger is. Okay? Thank you. Everybody there? It doesn't have to be exactly where mine is, just anywhere to the left of it. Hit enter. It's at the bottom. And then your calculator should say write down question mark. So Caleb, point to where the right of it is. Move your cursor to the right of the vertex. Thank you. And hit enter again. Should say guess question mark. Does everybody say that? Hit enter one more time. And what that does is you're telling it the bounds between where your vertex is. And it told you negative 1.5. Isn't that what we got for our x? What's the y value? Good. That's your vertex. Does everybody understand what we did? So when you're doing your left and right bound, you always have to go to the left side first. Left side, enter, then go to the right side, enter, then hit enter. If you try to do right side first, then left side, it'll say error. Thank you, Caleb. You sit down. Another option you can do, I'll show you how to use your table button if you have to make a table. First, go to second, this button, then hit table set, it's right here, and change your numbers to -5 right here. Table start should say -5, and your table should be 0.5. Change those numbers to -5 and 0.5. Has everybody done that? Hit second table. So if you wanted to look at your table instead at -0.5, you can see it's 6.25 here. You know all those tables we made it on Friday with the 5 numbers? You can use that to make your table, x and y values. Okay? Alright, now let's do the min and max and domain and range. So would this one have a min or max value? Max of what? Max of 6.25 at where? Good. At x equals -1.5. Sid, tell me the domain. It's always going to be this for quadratics. Alright, Darius, tell me the range. Very good. So all of that came from the vertex. Now for the x-intercepts. There's 2 ways you can find it. X-intercept is when what is 0? When y is 0. So let's look at our table and see if we can find anywhere where 0 is. There's one of them, right? So -4 is one of the x-intercepts. And scroll through your table. I'm not going to do it, but scroll through it and see if you can find another one, okay? And tell me if you can find one.
1.
Yes. See it right there? At 1, it's 0, 2. And I'm going to show you how to do it from the graph, because sometimes your x-intercepts will not be a nice number like 1 or 1.5. Sometimes it'll be like 2.27, and you can't find that on a table, right? So go back to your graph, hit graph right here. And now I need another volunteer to point. All you have to do is point. Thank you, Caleb. I want you to point to one of the x-intercepts. Yes. Okay. So go to second button right here, and go to trace, and see where it says 0? That's the same thing as x-intercepts. Go down to 0. Now, hit enter, sorry. Let's start with this x-intercept. Caleb, point to the left of this x-intercept. To the left. It has to be on the parabola. So like over here. Good. Move your cursor to the left of it. Anywhere to the left, as long as it's not on it. So where mine is will be good. Hit enter. And now point to where the right would be. Talking about the same intercept. Here's to the left of it. Yes, anywhere up here to the right of it. Hit enter. Should say guess question mark. Hit enter again. And that's another way you can find it. Does everybody see that? I want you to try to find this x-intercept using what I just showed you, okay? Try it on your own. And again, you'll have to do this because sometimes the table won't tell you. So try it on your own. Let me know if you need help. Go to second trace. Go to 0. Hit enter. And then do your cursor to the left of this, which will be right here. Hit enter. Then the right of it. And hit enter. And then enter again. Let me know if you don't know how to do it. I'll help you. Did you get it? Everybody got it? Read up.
And then he would say,
Alright, so that one should have showed you what on your calculator? 1, which is what we already found. Alright, any calculator questions so far? Let's do one more together and then I'm going to let you try one on your own. Go back to y equals. Clear that out. So go y equals and clear out your function we already put in. Now we're going to put in this one. So for fractions, you just do like 2 divided by 3, but put in parentheses. So hit this open parentheses first, this one. 2 divided by 3. Close parentheses. Then hit this X button right here. Squared. And then minus, put in parentheses, 7 over 3. Don't forget your X. Plus 9. Everybody good? Alright, hit graph up here. This is what your graph should look like. If it doesn't, let me know. You can barely see it. It's up here. Does everybody's look like that? Alright, let's see if y'all can remember. What button do I need to hit to find the vertex? Y'all remember? Alright, second, trace, good. Would this one have a min or max? Min, so go down to min. So go to second trace, go to min, hit enter. And then we'll need to go to the left of it. That's going to be right where my cursor is, see? And then we hit what? Enter. Then go to the right. Hit enter. Hit enter again. And check your numbers. See if they're kind of the same. They might be a little off. But they're around the same, right? Okay, so let's round it. Let's make that x 1.75. 1.75. Let's let that be 6.96. 6.96. Alright, go ahead and fill out this portion on your own. And I'll fill it out here too, so you can check your answers. But go ahead and do that part on your own. Alright, any questions about the min or domain or the range part? I think everybody's good with that. Alright, looking at the graph, what's going to be our x-intercept? Say it louder. Good, because does this ever cross the x-axis? And it's not going to because it's going up, so you'd put no x-intercepts. Or just none. Alright, you can work with somebody if you need help, ask me if you need help, but do number 3 in your calculator on your own. I'll give y'all plenty of time. If you need help, if you don't remember how to do something, let me know. It should be big. You don't technically need to see the vertex because you can go just to the left and right of it. All you need to see.
What the heck? I guess this is up there. So 1.5 and then
negative 13.5. That's just the one. Yeah.
Man. 13.5. I'm going to try using the table.
How do you do that?
So one of them is x equals negative 9.
How do you get to the table?
You press second, and then
Table second.
yeah, where it says graph. Gosh, I'm done.
That might be because you have
I
to
can't find the other one.
I got show or white.
Mine's only showing
Or,
one.
excuse me, this one has a minimum, right? To go to the right.
Oh, and then you can do
You're already to the left of it.
I got show or white.
0.
Now go to the right of it. So move it. Just do it way over here. You can just hold it down.
It's going to be the
Alright,
table.
you did it. One more time.
And then x equals 0.1.
I found one of them off of, they're on the graph, but like on the table. But it skips the.
Yeah, hit graph. Second trace. 0. And then you'll have to do each of them separately. So go to the left of this one. Right there. Enter. And go below it. Enter. Enter. And then do the same thing with the other one.
Negative 9 for them? I'm not, it's probably the second.
I don't think negative 9 is one of them.
Well, I tried using it on the table.
Let me see. I think you probably found the y-intercept. Maybe.
Negative 1.
I probably did.
Yeah, it's got to be with y is 0.
Okay.
Alright, spend about 1 more minute. Go ahead and compare your answers with people. Make sure y'all do the same thing.
Did you get negative 1.1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, let's go over it. So I'm going to let y'all tell me how to do it in the calculator, okay? So Alright, Hope, tell me the first thing I need to do. I turn my calculator on, then I go to what? Y equals, good. I clear this out. I'm going to go ahead and put my function in. So that's the first thing we do, put the function in. Alright, Simon, what do I do after this?
You hit half.
Okay. And now I need to find my vertex. So, Amy, what do I go to find my vertex?
Second.
Good.
And minimum.
So trace first,
Then trace and
then minimum, good. And then I need to go to the left and right of it, right? Well, the cursor's already to the left. What do I do once it's here? Anybody?
Press enter.
Then I go to the right. Then I press what? And then, good. So everybody should have got 1.5, negative 13.5 for their vertex. Did everybody get that part? Okay, so everybody's good with that. Alright, so Brandon, tell me, this one had a min or max? Of what?
Negative 13.5.
At? Good. Tell me the domain, Bryant.
Negative infinity, infinity.
Nikki, what's the range?
negative 13.5 infinity.
Good. Alright, x-intercepts. Using my 0 button, because y'all knew that the table, or y'all saw that the table didn't have both of them, right? Okay, so Sierra, what do I do from here to find the x-intercepts?
Second trace.
Good.
0.
Okay, and then I need to go to the left. I gotta find my cursor first. Good. To the left of my x-intercept. X-intercept's here, right? I press what? Then to the right of it, so right below it, hit enter. And one more time, enter. And y'all should have gotten like negative 1.1. Did everybody get that? Negative 1.1. Alright, now to find the second one over here, Rihanna, what do I do?
Second trace. 0.
Good. And now here is to the left of this one. So move my cursor, enter, then go above it, hit enter, enter one more time. The second one should have been about 4.1. Did everybody get that? And this is just going to take practice, just remembering how to do this stuff. But like I said, this video will be in Google Classroom, so if you're doing your homework and you can't remember what to do, you just go to this. These two are a word problem, and it printed out the answers, so my bad. But I want to explain to you how to do this one because you will have a word problem on your test that's going to be coming up in a few weeks, okay? So it says a financial analysis determined the cost in thousands of dollars producing the bicycle frames is this function, where F is the number of frames produced. Find the number of frames that minimizes keyword cost. So what do you think it's asking us to find right here? Yes. And how do we do that? We could, or we could just use what formula? Alright, what is B in this case?
Negative 0.04.
So, and 2 times what?
0.0000025.
Alright, plug that in your calculator. It's not an ugly number, I promise. Go ahead and calculate it on your own. And then once y'all have it, just say it out loud. What'd you get? Should have gotten 800.
Can we fix this?
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong. It's because it's thinking you're doing this divided by 2 times this. When you type it in, do 0.4 divided by and then put 2 times. Go ahead.
Alright, did everybody get 800? Yes. Let me explain. Is your calculator saying like to the E to the whatever? This is why you have to do 0.4 divided by, and these two have to be in parentheses with one another. Because Because if you don't, your calculator's thinking you're doing 0.4 divided by 2, then times this, and you're not, okay? So type it in like this, should get 800. Oops, I put too many zeros. It's supposed to be 800. Actually, I didn't put a 0.04 right there. Alright, so that's what's going to minimize the cost. That's our X value. And then what is the total cost for that number of frames? For that number of frames, what do we do here?
You plugged it in.
Good. Go ahead and plug it in. So I'm going to rewrite it. $800 squared. And the way I'm writing it, guys, you can type this in the calculator exactly like I'm writing it if you want to try that. So if you type it in just the way I just wrote it, it should give you the right answer. And what'd y'all get? Anybody? 24. Good. And the reason it's just 24 is because this is where it's in thousands. So you just take the number 24 and make 24,000. Very good. So anytime it says minimize the cost or maximize, it's asking you to find the what? Come on. Which is what? Your vertex. Good. Alright, what I'm about to pass out is your homework. I don't know why it printed on this funky colored paper, but it did. Sorry. But I want you working on this now, okay? So do not pack up. I will tell you when to pack up. And you'll need graph paper, so I'm going to pass that out as well. But go ahead and get started on your homework. And this can be due on Friday.
I'm going to do a bad look at red.
And the answers for this homework will be on Google Classroom soon. Oh, last thing. For those of you who don't have one of these calculators, when you're doing your homework at home, there's a website that is just like this graphing calculator that I'll put online so you can use that for your homework. It's a lifesaver. Alright, I'm going to pass out graph paper for your homework. Because the first 4, I think they ask you to graph. Thank you. So on the first 3, you can actually use your table function to come up with values instead of having to plug them all in, if you'd like. And you can work with a person if you'd like.